natapos na yung mga issues na ibinabato kaugnay ng naging proceeding ng Justice Committee. Of course, as chairperson and presiding officer during that time, I felt responsible for all those allegations. But finally, I hope that this will serve as closure. At sana, hindi na rin ito ma-raise during the trial, no? Na magre-resume this coming Monday. Ito po ay bilang pagpapatibay na kailangang ituloy na itong nangyayaring pagdinig, paglilitis sa impeachment court, isang pagkilala din ng exclusive power ng Senado to try and decide all impeachment cases. Nagpapasalamat po ako sa lahat ng mga sumuporta sa Justice Committee ng House of Representatives. Nagpapasalamat din po tayo sa Supreme Court for upholding the constitutional power, of course, not only of the House of Representatives, but also the Senate as the impeachment court. Ito po'y isang maliwanag na indikasyon na talagang umiiral ang demokrasya at ang saligang batas sa bansang Pilipinas. So, I must say perhaps congratulations sa sambayan ng Pilipino sapagkat napagtagumpayan po natin ang mandatong iniatang sa House of Representatives. Dismiss na po lahat ng petisyon na ito at malaya at mas masaya po nating may pagpapatuloy ang ating trabaho bilang mga prosecutors dito sa ginaganap na paglilitis before the impeachment court. So for the opening statement, I think that would be all, no, Roy?
Yes po, ma'am. Unless Attorney Ligutan and Attorney Jay Tulasa want to say something.
Sige, so ako, Jay, I'll go ahead.
Yes, go ahead, please.
So, of course, maraming salamat, no? So, congratulations sa lahat, no? And then, isang bagay na kailangan nating klaruhin through an opening statement, yung audit na nangyari, no? Nangyari yung in-audit yung confidential funds ng Vice President. Kasi nga, may mga bagay na confusing, no? Sinasabi doon na may napatunayan ba? Now, yung isang bagay na dapat natin maintindihan na yung audit ay isang proseso, no? Hindi siya biglaan. Nagsisimula iyan with yung pag-release ng cash advance, and then yung sunod is yung pag-liquidate, and then kung may makikitang mga irregularity, yung COA, aabot tayo sa tinatawag na Audit Observation Memorandum, or kung hindi pa rin, notice of suspension, and then ultimately, kung sa tingin ng COA hindi nagampanan ng isang official yung dapat isumite na mga dokumento, hahantong yan sa isang notice of this allowance or NOD. So yung tanong, nabigyan ba ng pagkakataon yung Vice President na i-explika sa taong bayan paano nagasto yung confidential fund? Nabigyan po ng pagkakataon yung Vice President. Yung tanong na lang is, may mga tanong pang hindi pa nasasagot. At sino yung sasagot sa mga tanong na iyan na hindi po yung prosecution, kundi yung impeachment court itself. Yun lang, that would be the opening statement.
Yeah, for me, just very quickly, just also like to echo what Chair Jinky stated a while ago. No? So we welcome the dismissal of the consolidated petitions questioning the impeachment proceedings before the House of the Representatives. No? So the Supreme Court recognized that the House had already completed its constitutional role when it approved and transmitted the articles of impeachment to the Senate, where the proceedings are now underway. So let us be very precise about what this is and what it is not. No? So this is not yet a judgment on the guilt or innocence of the Vice President. No? It's not a ruling on the merits of the issues which are now before the impeachment court. So it is a dismissal of the petition because the acts sought to be restrained had already been completed. So there's nothing for the Supreme Court to restrain. So what the Supreme Court decision settled is the forum. So what's clear now is that the proper forum is now the impeachment court. So if the Vice President has answers, she must present them here, no, before the impeachment court. If she has evidence, she must show it here. So nakita natin, sinubukan nila no, napigilan ang pagtakbo ng proseso sa Supreme Court. Ngayon maliwanag na those did not become successful. So nasa Senado na ang kaso. Dito na ho sila sumagot ngayon.
Alright, salamat po, Attorney Jay. Siguro we are ready to receive and answer your questions, and para lang sa housekeeping rules, konti lang, let's to give everyone a fair chance. Let's keep our questions to 2. Pag mayroon pa kayong tanong, we can go back to you after the others have asked their question. So for our first one to ask, si Lianesca po may tanong.
Roy, may buzzer ba like sa Senate?
Wala po naman.
Joking, just joking.
Wala po tayong timekeeper dito.
Hello?
Lianesca.
Okay po. Clear po ako. Question ko po, doon po, I think last April, it was confirmed by the OWA, si Attorney Zamora po ng PINFAO, na meron pong notice of disallowance also sa 375 million confidential fund disbursements ng OBP for 2023. So, basically, the entire disbursement for 2023 may end po. For the prosecutors, mas alarming po ba ito as compared dun sa 100, dun sa naunang ending na 73 million lang out of 125 yung may ending na issued ng OWA. Kasi po ito entire 375, ibig sabihin hindi sumunod dun sa joint circular. Is this worse? Yun po yung first question.
If I could take it, siguro mas maganda hintayin natin ang magiging testimonya ng susunod pa nating testigo paukol sa bagay na to, no, dahil pare-pareho kaming mga prosecutors, we have to be careful with what we will be disclosing, no, so baka sabihin this goes into the merits of the case already, but yes, napaka-importanting bagay din ito, but mas maganda since ang testigo na umupo si Attorney Roderick Wamil, na pag-usapan pa lang naman natin, no, yung pagdating dun sa notice of disallowance paukol dun sa last quarter of 2022, hintayin natin na ipaliwanag ito ng susunod na testigo natin.
Siguro, Jay, if I can add to that,
Yeah.
siguro yung tanong, ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng isang notice of disallowance, no? Sa audit ng COA, base po sa proseso, ito yung ending ng isang pag-audit. So kung sa tingin ng COA through yung mga auditor, may mga irregularity sa paggasta ng pera ng bayan, aabot tayo sa notice of disallowance. Ibig sabihin yan, sa tingin ng COA, yung mga auditor, based sa mga dokumentong isinumite ng, for example, ng isang ahensya like Office of the Vice President, hindi po nagtutugma yung mga dokumentong isinumite. So ibig sabihin ipinapasauli ng COA sa isang official, sa isang agency yung pera, no? Hindi po ito conviction. Pero mabigat na rin po yung ibig sabihin ng notice of disallowance, no? Ipinapasauli kasi nga may mga irregularity na natuklasan yung COA. Siguro yung tanong, Lianesca, no, ito ba ay penal na or executory na? Napag-usapan kahapon yan, executory na yan. Ibig sabihin, kung wala pong TRO galing sa Supreme Court, kailangan pong gawin ng isang official like the Vice President yung pagpapasauli ng pera. So siguro sa pinapasauli na, ano bang ibig sabihin yan? I think the people can answer the question. Nasabi ng COA, return the money kasi may mga irregularity na nangyari sa paggagasta ng pondo ng pera ng bayan. Diyan na siya.
Susugan ko lang very quickly, sorry, no, as a I think if I heard correctly, sabi mo kanina, Lenesca, anong ibig sabihin nito na hindi lang pala isa ang naging notice of disallowance para pala sa lahat ng quarters, no? Of course, we leave it to the appreciation of the court, but mahalaga din to dahil ibig sabihin ang pagkakamali hindi lang nangyari sa isang installment na pagbigay ng at paggamit ng confidential funds. Bagkos lahat, no, itong kabuoang confidential funds worth $500 million nagkaroon ng improper liquidation, no. So of course mas bumibigat yung nagiging violation, and yan naman ang nakalagay sa ating articles of impeachment. Itong kabuoang pera nito nagkaroon ng misuse and fraudulent liquidation.
And if I may add, no, I think the most important part of it is we should appreciate Joint Circular 2015-01 as the regulations pertaining to entitlement, disbursement, and liquidation of confidential fund and intelligence fund. Ibig sabihin po, usaping confidential fund, dapat ang tinututukan natin, may compliance ba o walang compliance sa Joint Circular 2015-01. At very significant po ang mga naging observation ng ating state auditor, no? For one, palagi niyang binabanggit, dapat merong evidence of success kapag may payment of reward. Second, dapat preferably official receipt or invoice ang magsusupport or justify ng purchases. And third, dapat yung liquidation reports ay consistent dun sa date of disbursements, no? So, without stating a conclusion of fact, at least let us appreciate na itong observations na ito ay kaugnay ng mandato o regulations na nilalaman naman ng 2015-01. So, the important part of it is kapag may public fund, dapat sumusunod tayo sa regulation na mayroon. Kamukha nito, Confidential Fund, Joint Circular 2015-01, ang significant in terms of determining compliance or non-compliance. And that is the importance of the audit process na naging subject matter ng testimonya ng ating mga witness, no? At ito pong pag-audit na ito ay hindi po nangyayari lang in particular dito sa naging subject matter ng audit ng pondo ng OVP or ng DepEd. As a matter of fact, it happens to all public funds. And perhaps yun ang gusto kong maintindihan ng ating mga kababayan. Ang lahat po ng pondo ng bayan ay subject sa audit. At anumang klase ng pondo yan, so long as it is a public fund, dapat sumunod sa regulation na ini-impose ng batas. And for this particular purpose, kapag confidential fund, dapat sumunod sa regulasyon ng Joint Circular 2015-01. Kapag hindi sumunod, ibig sabihin, non-compliance yan, no? And that is the reason kung bakit nagkakaroon ng mga notices of disallowance. Kung sumunod naman, dapat walang notices of disallowance.